Hey everyone, in today's episode we're going to go over the coolest and most vicious creature in Star Wars Legends, or at least one of them in my opinion. The Sith Hounds, or also known as Tuk'ata. These monsters were originally latent and calm creatures that became subjected to the dark side through force manipulation and Sith alchemy. This unlocked a dormant part of their primal brains and turned them into brilliant and monstrous Sith Hounds. They were extremely smart, growing to be bigger than actual werewolves. These were wild beasts, bred to be fearless and relentless at whatever their target was. They were bred to watch and guard the Sith tombs on Korriban, the resting place for all the ancient and most powerful Sith lords who haunted the site. Their distinctive characteristics included sharp horns, long claws, and sharp teeth. Tuk'ata were unusually intelligent and were even able to communicate with one another through means that were unknown. In random rare cases, some Sith Hounds grew to live for centuries, almost as if they were immortal, and with their growing age, they grew equally in size, becoming larger than one could even fathom, until seen before their very eyes. A pair of these beasts were actually tamed by Jedi Beastmaster Kentai Opli, 300 years before the rise of the Galactic Empire. They were given to the Jedi Temple of Vaklin. They possessed ice blue eyes instead of the regular Sith red, and were now loyal to the Jedi Code. Unfortunately, these only two good Jedi Hounds were slaughtered by none other than Darth Vader and his 501st Troops 19 years before Episode 4. In fact, the only notable beings to have killed them are Revan, who managed to kill one of them and take a holocron from its belly, Exar Kun, and Darth Bane, who was another who dealt with these beasts until almost 1,000 years later. Obi-Wan led a strike force comprised of several Jedi Masters and their Padawans, who tried to enter the Valley of the Dark Lords, who were stopped by these beasts. Obi-Wan had this to say about them just before the encounter. Gigantic creatures, triple rows of teeth, 6-inch claws, and 3 horns. They can move on 4 legs, or 2, and have 2 wing-like extensions, not functional wings, but poisonous stingers, very fast. It is believed that they draw nourishment from the Force itself, supplementing this by feeding on small vermin or other creatures that infest the structures. Apart from their deadly strength and sharp claws, they contain what looks like wings, but isn't. These pair of thin, insectile arms sprout from atop their shoulders and are tipped with poisonous stingers. The poison acts on contact, numbing the flesh as it touches it, and then when injected into a being's body, the poison shuts down muscles and other vital systems, including the heart and lungs, leading to a quick and painful death. No one knows where the beasts are now, if they're extinct or possibly no longer loyal to the Sith way of life anymore. Or perhaps they wait patiently and hungry for those who dare to enter the Valley of the Dark Lords. So with all these beasts in the Legends universe, I'm sure we'll run across them again as they're brought into canon, and perhaps even the films, as I'm seeing a trend of all Legends characters and creatures being introduced to the comics, just with different names and slightly different features. However, containing the same abilities and purpose. Just take Kylo Ren, for example. I hope we see some massive Sith Hounds. I think that'd be pretty cool to introduce some different Sith creatures into the Star Wars movies instead of just comics. Is that something you'd like to see? Do you like it when I cover these Legends creatures, or would you prefer just canon? Let me know if you want me to cover more darkside creatures and monsters, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Star Wars Theory. Until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember,
the Force will be with you, always.